we're going to play. It's already started off by doing the campaign and doing everything and get into gameplay. For those of you that don't know what Destiny is a multiplayer and a campaign, and Rise of Iron is the most recent DLC for the game. And the soundtrack is just unbelievable. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Okay, another thing about Destiny, there are 3 classes, a warlock, a hunter, and a titan. I play mainly as a hunter because I think that hunters are amazing, but once in a while I might play as my warlock, but that doesn't happen a lot. So without further ado, and in Destiny, you have all these different locations. You can go to Mars, Saturn, Earth, the Moon, the Reef, which is the asteroid belt, Venus, the Tower, and with Rise of Iron, we can now go to the Plague Lands, which is around here, and the Iron Temple, which is the main social space. But what we are here to do today is a strike. And for those of you Destiny lovers, you'll know what I'm saying when it's heroic. It has a void burn, small arms, and fresh troops. And I'm just going to dismantle all my rare blue stuff that I don't really need. And last night, I got the Devil's Dawn, and I used Motes of Light to upgrade it, and I haven't actually seen the Firefly perk work. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but that's just what it does. So, and this is it, and I've probably should do the armor piercing rounds for even more damage, but anyway, that's not important. And the quest that I'm currently working on is not only Champion of Light, but Beauty and Destruction. Beauty and Destruction is the quest for the Iron Gjallarhorn. I want the Gjallarhorn. I just haven't found all the artifacts yet, which is slightly annoying. But I'll get there someday.
The Dust Palace is lost to us again. back in Cabal hands. Word is they've let Scion Flayers out of their cages to dig around in the Central AI's cortex, which means they really want what's buried in there. If Rasputin was protecting it, it's valuable. We've got to flush those Flayers out.
According to Vanguard reports from Cade, the Scion Flayers are already at the top of the Dust Palace. We'd better move.
Okay, so since I don't have anyone else on my fire team, and usually strikes have 2 other people, but since I don't have 2 other people, I'm just going to hop back into orbit and try again. And hopefully this time I'll get my other 2 fire team members like you usually do. But it's odd that I didn't. Well, don't need to go down there. Hate the internet. Make sure it's a tool that is nice, but sometimes it likes to be the way that it is.
Funny story for you. Remember that Centurion Oryx took right after you landed on the Dreadnought? Then the Centurion and the Taken Ogre tried to stop you from killing the king? Didn't work. So the Centurion's Bond brothers are pretty angry they lost their commander. They're leading a team to blow the Dreadnought's core. Core goes, most of the system goes with it. You're gonna make sure that doesn't happen.
So the purpose of this strike, you go into the Dreadnought, which is hovering right around Saturn, and you have to take out 2 giant Cabal, and the Cabal are like giant space turtles, as they're referred to in Destinyology, basically. So those are taken by Oryx.
Why do you think they crashed their ship into the Dreadnought? Those are extreme tactics for the Cabal.
The Vanguard intercepted a signal, a message from the Cabal from way outside the solar system. A direct order to crash the ship, use it as a beachhead, and take out the king. Now that's loyalty.
And the thing in the left-hand corner, that's your tracker, and it basically tells you where to go. So you're never really lost and going, I don't know where to go.
I have tracking on the Bond brothers.
Oh my God,
they're the ones leading the assault on the power core. Marking the coordinates now.
This game is completely unrealistic, but it's based on a sequel after Golden was brought on by the Traveler. And the Traveler is just a giant orb in Earth. And there's things that you can pick up throughout here, and their armor and weapons, and eventually, when you're out of one of these and go to a social space, you can trade it in for more armor or Glimmer, and Glimmer is currency for Destiny,
so. A tank? Why would you bring a tank to space?
That, my friend, is Firefly. And these are the balls. Big, giant, ugly.
tank was a present from the brothers. We need to find them. Let's check the bridge.
I heard Ikora say once that the Cabal have 6 words for advance and none for retreat. I'm really not one for fancy speeches, so when you find them, shoot them.
Taken and Cabal fighting for the bridge. Wherever the brothers are, they aren't here. Let's keep moving.
They have created Destiny, made by Activision, who also helped create Activision.
So, the Bond brothers may not even know the Primus was taken. This whole thing could be a power play to get their dead commander back. That's the hold the Empire gets on these soldiers, Guardian. Loyalty beyond death.
Anyway, it was made by Bungie and Activision. Bungie made Halo before they sold it, and Activision, who we should all know makes Call of Duty. So it's basically a combination of the two games.
That is a lot of Cabal explosives hooked up to the Dreadnought core.
Now, this is the final boss room, and usually there's no way out of it. Usually.
There are munitions hooked up to each structural weakness on the core.
And tomorrow, October 25th, comes Festival of the Lost.
Go get him, Guardian!
Festival of the Lost is... Huh? But eventually, if your entire team members die, like they did, it makes you the last Guardian standing, and you have to revive them. Otherwise, if you die, you have to start from last checkpoint, which is usually right before the encounter. Now, at some point, hopefully, I am hoping to do the raid, Wrath of the Machine. And if anyone watches this video, if they would like to help me, help would be much appreciated trying to get the raid. those two giant bosses come back out and one is chasing you and one is trying to shoot you. You have to wait for the fun timer to end, or get revived.
They're finished.
Now, in this game,
I mostly keep doing this Vanguard thing for the perks and bragging rights, but I guess it's nice to keep the system from exploding too.
Now in this game, what you do to level up and experience, you get new pieces of armor, which are usually better than yours in some way, shape, or form, and you equip them to increase your light level. And your light level is this. It's the thing that says 370, 386, 380. That's your light level, and that's your power against minions of the darkness or enemy guardians. Now, what we're gonna do, we're going to go to the Iron Temple, which is the newest social space, to decrypt our engrams. Now, this is my second stream, so if anyone watches, please comment on ways that I can change my gaming quality. Okay, so that is the first time that I've ever been here when an Ice and Fire token has been used. And that is what made the giant central brazier light up. And that's why it looks that big right now. So that jumps us to this giant tower, and then in doing so, we can come down here into this area, which usually is not open for anybody. Personally, me myself, I have never gotten an Ice and Fire token, and the only way to actually get one is by defeating the final raid boss. But very well die if...
But every now and then, it's good to be friends.
And if we come up this way, you have your vendor, Lord Saladin.
Light is a compliment to you.
And Archivist Tirakarn. And she is the one we want.
Welcome.
To decrypt all these.
I hope you can appreciate what you have now. Go where we cannot.
And usually the blues decrypt into about 365s, which are useless to me now. Which I say now. There isn't much else and now I'm like level 371 because of that one little helmet.
You may want to try the Joe.
And honestly, I've never been here at a time when all the area is. And further down this way, past Vostok Observatory, which is this entire area, is this giant cable car line. And further down there is where we started off at. And I have taken the wrong turn. But this is the first story mission and introduction to the Iron Temple and Rise of Iron. And without it, we wouldn't be here. And I'm just rambling to make this more interesting. Again, in the comments, please tell me ways that I can improve and change things in my future videos, which will come frequently, if not every day, because I play Destiny almost as a habit, and any advice will be fine. But there's 3 different subclasses usually, and in this case, it is Night Stalker, Blade Dancer, and Gunslinger. I'm gonna switch to Blade Dancer for more speed. Let's see if I can't make it. Okay. Alright, well, from what I have seen, my broadcast and the internet have both stopped. So if this does record, I'm thankful, and I hope it gets put down. So I'll catch you next time. This has been AC Gaming.